Hello and welcome to the Rock Dojo. My name is Brian Parham and I'll be your guitar sensei. I'm so excited that you're joining me for day number 7 of the 10-day Guitar Jumpstart. That's right. Over the next 10 days, I am helping you to jumpstart your guitar playing. I'm just trying to get this camera. Let me get this camera right. All right. So the idea behind the 10-day Jumpstart is, listen, anyone can learn how to play the guitar. It's just about learning a few key musical principles and guitar techniques, and then you can leverage those techniques to play hundreds of songs, to write your own songs, to play in a band, to jam around the campfire. In today's lesson, we're going to check out movable power chords. But before we dive in, make sure you sign up for the free PDF. So just click the link here. There's a free 10-day Guitar Jumpstart PDF that I created just for you. And it's maybe 11 pages long. It covers all 10 days of the Guitar Jumpstart. And let's dive into movable power chords. So up first, movable power chords. First of all, we're going to learn how to unlock the fretboard with one easy shape. You're going to learn how to play power chords on 2 different string sets with one easy shape. Plus, I'll show you best practice techniques to master power chords or any other type of chord on the guitar. Okay, so let's dive in. What's a power chord? Well, if you saw my video yesterday I covered open power chords. And open power chords use the root in the 5th, but the root is an open string. And I'll talk about that in 1 second, but basically the open power chords, if you saw yesterday, went like this. Those were open string, 1-finger power chords. Those were like in the 10-day Guitar Jumpstart. Those were your first chords. They're so easy, anyone can play them because they only use 1 finger. But now we're going to learn movable power chords. So let's just dive in. Theoretically, any chord comes from a major scale. Major scale contains the notes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. In the key of E, you got. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The cool thing about music, you only have to count to 8. If you can count to 8, you can learn anything in music. And for power chords, you only have to count from 1 to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's our root, the 1, and here's our 5th, and that's a power chord. Power chord is a 2-note chord, and for whatever reason, it sounds huge on the guitar, especially with a lot of distortion. Check this out. The more distortion, the more huge it sounds. So that's a power chord. I was just playing some movable power chords, so let's dial in these movable power chords now. The easiest place to learn the movable power chord is on the low E string. So, if you've ever seen the rock and roll sign, I don't know if this is a fact, but I like to think it comes from power chords, because check this out. Here's the rock and roll sign. I'm going to put that on the fretboard, and boom! There's a power chord. I mean, it's just perfect, dude. Here, right? Rock, right? Boom. That's my power chord. Now, I don't have any evidence that the rock and roll sign comes from power chords, but gosh, it's a heck of a coincidence. Anyways, so in order to make your power chord, you're going to take your index finger, and I was using the pinky right there, just to show you how it looked like the rock sign. I would use my ring finger, to be honest. That's the way that I play them. That's the way most people play them. But anyways, you have your index, and wherever you have your index finger on the low E string, you're going to take your ring finger on the adjacent string below, and you're going to move it up 2 frets. 1, 2, and that's your power chord shape. And once you have that, by the way, this is a G power chord because this note right here on the 3rd fret, on the 3rd fret of the low E string is a G note. So once you have that, boom, you're playing a G power chord. And here's why it's called a movable chord, because check this out. Here's a G power chord. What if I want to play an A power chord? I just slide up 2 frets, G, G sharp, A. Bravo. What if I want to play a B power chord? I just go up, I find my B note, A sharp B, boom. There it is. There's my B power chord. So as you can see, power chords are movable. So one shape, and you, for the price of one shape, that takes about 30 seconds to learn, you can literally play any chord on the guitar. You can play E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. I keep going. You can play any chord on the guitar with just one simple shape. That's why the power chords are so darn powerful and such a cool trick to learn on the guitar. And you may have noticed a really cool thing. You may have noticed that, gosh, what was I going to say there? Oh, you may have noticed that you need, sorry about that. You may have noticed that you need to know the names of the notes on the low E string. It really helps if you're going to learn the names of the notes. You got E, B, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. So I just say this. You can blindly play the power chords, and no matter where you go, I'm just making it up, right? Just randomly putting my finger. It's going to sound great. However, if you learn the names of the notes, then you're going to know what power chords you're playing. So let's say you want to play a chord progression that goes A, C, G, A. Well, now you know, if you know where the roots are, you know A's here, you know a C's here, you know a G's here, and then so you have your progression A, C, G, A, and so forth. Now here's the other really cool thing about power chords. I'm playing what's called a root 6 power chord, which means my index finger is on the 6th string, also known as the low E string. The cool thing about the guitar is I can actually move this down a string set and use the same shape. And now I have root 5 because my index finger is on the 5th fret. And it's the same thing. I can play randomly with this power chord shape as long as I keep the integrity of wherever my index finger is. I put my ring finger one string below and 2 frets up. 1, 2, and boom. Now I'm just going to randomly play just random frets. It sounds cool. It just works. It's a movable chord. I was playing completely crazy progression, totally chromatic, but it works. It's just an awesome shape and an awesome hack for the guitar. And same thing, if you're going to learn the names of the notes, like if you're going to play the guitar, I recommend learning the names of the notes on the E string and the A string. Especially on the E string because that's where your minor pentatonic scale shapes, like at least the most popular minor pentatonic and power chord shape comes from. And you should also learn the names of the notes on the A string. That would be the second thing that I would learn, but that's for another lesson. Now let's talk about how to practice this. Well, the best thing that you can do is put on a metronome and play just different rhythms. Let me put a metronome on for 80 beats. 80 beats is a good tempo. So you're learning anything in music, right? I'm going to go just from A to G power chords. So A to G. Just back and forth, right? So the first thing you want to do is play whole notes, 3, 4 whole notes. Once you got the whole notes down, try half notes. Half notes are 1, 2, 3, 4. By the way, whole notes are 4 beats. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Half notes are half of that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Once that is easy, go to quarter notes. Quarter notes are every time the metronome clicks. So 1, 2, 3, 4 quarter notes. Let's go eighth notes. Eighth notes go like this. In school they say T, 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 or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Check it out. I'm just going from the 5th fret to the 3rd fret. Once that's easy, just mix them. I'm going to mix and match them. Check this out. 3, 4. So there you have it, movable power chords. Don't forget to download your free PDF, the 10-day Guitar Jumpstart, and I will help you build your skills over the next 10 days, step by step. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget, this is day 7. If you missed days 1 through 6, just go to the Rock Dojo Facebook page and scroll through them and catch up on what you missed. If you have any questions, I would love to hear from you. Let me know what your #1 challenge is on the guitar, and I'll make sure to turn it into a future Facebook Live video. And finally, remember, every guitar master was once a beginner. The more you practice, the better you will become. Rock!